Today, I want to talk about what to repair before you list a house. And I'm going to go over four top items. Now, keep in mind, these are fairly inexpensive things to do when you're putting your home on the market. Okay. Now, obviously, before you do any of these things, you should consult a professional to come out and look at the house. In certain cases, doing nothing is better than spending any money at all. So you do need a professional to look at it to make sure that you're not throwing money and it's not going to affect value. Okay, so before we get started on the four top things that I'm going to discuss, always remember commercial break. Subscribe to my channel if you like this content. Excuse me. Steve Gardner, EXP Realty, East Central Florida, Greater Daytona Beach area. So let's get started quickly. So number one, remember when you're getting ready to sell your house, you want to ensure that it shows well. Your first impression is your last impression on a house. You want to highlight the strengths of the house and minimize the weaknesses of the house. Okay. And doing these things, just the little things, can really make a difference in a house selling and not selling. Okay, so number one, let's go. Number one, repainting the walls. Okay, paint is fairly inexpensive. So if you've got a lot of dings and marks and blemishes all over the house, a brand new coat of paint in a neutral color. If you may love the color of your house, your walls, if they're bright red. Most people don't. So I suggest a neutral color. Of course, make sure it matches your countertops and your furnishings and things like that. You want to make sure it all goes and flows. But also don't also, a lot of people tend to forget about the baseboards. Okay, they repaint the house, but their baseboards and their doors are dingy and dinged. Maybe they need some wood putty, that sort of thing. So number one, repainting. Okay. Number two, repairing floors. So for instance, if you have some wood floors, now this can be a little pricier if you've got some of those really, really true hardwood floors, and they need to be refinished. But let me tell you, beautiful hardwood floors that are just shining, and that's back in, is hardwood floors are expensive, and if you've got them, take care of them, get them ready to go. The other thing is carpet, easy to replace, inexpensive, nothing worse than walking through a house and seeing carpet that's worn, torn, or really dirty. And sometimes, cleaning the carpet, if it's really bad, it's not going to do you much good. So replacing carpet, that's fairly inexpensive. Also, if you have tile, a lot of people get the tile and they clean and they mop and they take care of it, but it's never been steam cleaned. The same people that carpet clean will steam clean your tile, and it can make it almost look brand new. So if you've got grout lines, and you can also steam clean bathrooms. Okay, bathroom grout. Heck, you can actually steam clean pool areas and patio areas. There again, that's a service. It's not that expensive overall prior to listing. Okay, so number three, refresh the landscaping. I've done some videos on outside and things like that, but some mulch, pulling weeds, spraying some Roundup, keeping that lawn gardened. Flowers, planting flowers out front. Even the back of the house, trimming up, that sort of thing. Getting the sprinkler system running, a month out before so the grass looks good, reseeding. And then along those lines, also pressure spraying. That's inexpensive. So pressure spraying the sidewalks, even the side of the house. Sometimes the house looks like it needs to be repainted, but maybe it just needs to be cleaned. Okay, your soffits. Roof, you got to be careful with, getting up on the roof and pressure spraying a roof. There's pros and cons to that. Maybe a soft, like a chemical soak that will brighten it up. But be careful with those roofs, especially those asphalt roofs and those tile roofs. Last but not least, number four, and before I go to the four, if you really like this content, please subscribe to my channel. Appreciate it. And once again, Steve Gardner, EXP Realty, Greater Daytona Beach, East Central Florida. So number four, fixtures in your house. So just the little things. Walk around the house. If you've got you got a sink that's got that stopper that's been busted for 10 years, right? You always look at it, it's on your to-do list, but it never gets done. Go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot. I mean, that stuff's inexpensive. If you've got anything that's dripping, leaking sinks, plumbing underneath, that sort of thing. What else would be involved in that? Small repairs such as making sure your windows open and close, making sure they're clean, making sure the screens aren't torn. I'm trying to think of some other things that are real important that are easy fixes. Sliding glass doors, make sure they slide and open and close easily. Okay, so those are some simple things that really aren't going to break the bank. Now, I didn't go into in this video redoing a complete kitchen, redoing a bathroom, adding this, removing that, some big time construction things. So once again, those things may add value, and it depends on what kind of market it is. If we're in a seller's market where you put a sign in the yard, it sells, you may not have to do much of anything and you'll sell. But then you're in a more balanced market and the houses sit a little bit longer, you can't get away with that. You got to do at least what I mentioned. And then if we are in a buyer's market where houses are sitting, we're not in a buyer's market right now, we're kind of in a balanced market as of the beginning of 2023, then you may want to talk about maybe redoing something to get the value out of it. But once again, before you do that, consult with a professional. I hope you enjoyed this. This is the end of this video. Once again, subscribe to my channel, Steve Gardner, eXp Realty, East Central Florida, greater Daytona Beach area, cover all the way from Palm Coast down to Oak Hill through New Smyrna Beach. All right, until next time, take care. Thanks.